Should you be in a chat room or should you stay far away from a chat room? We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of stock trading chat rooms in this video. So right off the bat here, I want to tell you guys, I am a member of a chat room. I trade in a chat room, very active in that chat room. So I might be a little biased towards the chat room, but I'm going to try to keep this very both sides. I'm going to look at both sides of the spectrum here and figure out what's the pros and the cons of trading in a chat room and talking about why you possibly should be trading in a chat room and how you can use a chat room to increase your profits and how you can use a chat room to become a better day trader. So the first benefit of using a chat room is you're going to have a lot of people in one place all looking for stocks. Everybody's looking for what stocks are moving around, looking for hot stocks, talking about stocks. Somebody's saying, hey, look at this stock. It's really hot right now. And everyone's looking, everyone's making ideas and using their different scanners and have different settings. Everyone's looking. So right there, you have like 200, 300 people all looking for stocks. It's really beneficial. It's a lot better than yourself being alone at your home, just looking for stocks by yourself. When you have all these people all looking for stocks, all talking about stocks, everyone looking and talking and bouncing ideas off, you're going to find the stocks nobody else finds faster. You're going to get in on those stocks faster, get better entries, take profit at a better time, stuff like that. So that's a big benefit right off the bat, having more eyes looking at different stocks, more people scanning, more people looking for stocks. Number one benefit is having just more people and having that community. The next benefit, I think, for new traders really is to have the community, having people to bounce ideas off of, to talk about different stocks, to talk about issues they're having. If they're having a bad day, kind of bouncing some ideas like, hey, I didn't take profit or I got caught on this trade. So people kind of keep people in check. People can look at different charts and give you their opinions on when they should take profit. So you can bounce ideas. You can learn from other traders and get an idea of what's going on when you're first starting out. A lot of times what happens when you're day trading alone, when you're alone in a room and all of a sudden you just lose money and then you get emotional and you have no one to really talk to. And it's like, and you end up revenge trading. You end up forcing trades. You end up trying to get those trades back because you don't really have anyone to kind of talk to. So you end up losing money, more money, more money. And before you know it, you've blown up your whole account because you were just sitting in a dark room trying to trade out of that. Instead of when you're in that community, when you're in that chat room, you have people to talk to and kind of rehab sometimes. One of the things that's very important to understand is there's a difference between being in a chat room, being in a chat room with a bunch of different traders and all talking about stocks, talking about hot picks, stuff like that, compared to being in a chat room where you have a person who basically runs the chat room, tells people when they got into stocks, tells people what stocks they're buying, tells people what stocks they get in on. So what they do is basically pump and dump, and they're basically buying a stock, buy a stock like HTZ. They say, hey, I just bought 1,000 shares at $14. I think it's going up. And then all of a sudden the stock starts going up. People in the chat room start buying the stock, stocks going higher. And then that leader of the chat room sells his shares. He goes, hey, I'm selling here at $14.40. And he dumps on everybody. And he's like, it was awesome. I made 40 cents profit. Well, all the members of that chat room ended up buying it at $14.20, $14.30, $14.40. And they ended up buying the shares that he was selling. So it's just a pump and dump. You have these chat room leaders, these so-called trading gurus that basically just pump and dump to the chat room members. And that's what happens. You have people that are just basically buying the stocks that some guy posted saying, I'm buying this stock. So by the time that he buys it, by the time he writes in the chat room, everything, the stock has already gone up in price and they end up getting screwed. So you really got to be careful. You got to make sure you're doing your research. The guys do it every single day. They basically buy a stock and then they tell the chat room what stock they bought. They tell how many shares, and then stock goes up, they sell. And then all the members are like, well, it's going down. What do I do now? And no one knows what to do. So there's no real plan. If you're going to trade in the chat room with alerts, you make sure you're trading in a chat room where the actual mentor, the actual leader, the guru, whatever it is in the chat room, make sure he's alerting the stocks before time. So instead of saying that he bought HTZ at $14, if HTZ is at $13.80, he's telling the people in the chat room, buy this stock at $14, look for the move to $14.50, and that's the plan. And then have your stop loss at the $13.80 or so. Getting that whole plan. That's kind of one of the things that happens in a chat room that I'm in. Every alert goes out ahead of time before the move happens, so you get an idea. It's not just buying and dumping into the members. So it's a lot different than when you're a lot of chat rooms where it's just following another trader who's basically telling their trades after they get in on the stock and then telling people after they sell. So big difference there. Well, that's one of the cons. Also, another con is when you're chat room and you rely too heavily on the members of the chat room, or you rely too heavily on following people in the chat room where you don't actually learn and you're just following and you end up losing because you're just following people and you're not really seeing what's going on. You're not looking at the moves. You're not asking the right questions. You're just sitting in the chat room. You're just trying to buy the same stock that everyone else is buying, and you end up losing because you don't really have an idea what's going on. So you got to be careful and understand the benefits of a chat room. The best benefit is just having that community, having a foundation, having people to talk to, bounce ideas, talk about what stocks are hot. In the morning, you say, hey, this stock's going up higher. What do you guys think? And you guys have that community to bounce it off. So that's one of the big benefits of a chat room. I think chat rooms are great. I've been using chat rooms since I started. Literally, from the first week I found a chat room. It was a free chat room. I got in on the chat room. I started talking to members. I asked, hey, what's the best way to buy a stock? And just bounce those ideas. So you'll find all kinds of different chat rooms. You'll find chat rooms with a lot of beginners. You'll find chat rooms with more advanced traders. You got to pay for chat rooms. You have free chat rooms. So really do your research. Check out all the different options. I also just started a Facebook group where we talk about different stocks and bounce ideas around during the day inside the Facebook group. So check that out. I'll put a link in the description of this video. You can join that group for free. It's totally free. And we just all kind of bounce ideas around and talk about stocks and stuff in that Facebook group. But by all means, make sure you do tons of research, look into all the different options out there, and choose wisely and figure out what kind of chat room is going to be beneficial for you and your style of trading and where your level is at and where you're trying to progress your trading to. So those are some of the benefits and the cons of day trading chat rooms.